Today we have Tullio DiPonti, the president of Unifor Local 2458. Welcome, Tullio.
Well, thank you, Robert.
How are you and your family doing during this pandemic?
Well, I think like every other citizens in this communities that we're doing our best, social distancing. Thank God so far we've been pretty safe, and we're aiming to keep it that way. But thank you for asking me, and I hope that every other resident of the city of Windsor is doing the same thing. We need to make sure that we take care of ourselves, take care of our community, and obviously the main thing we do is take care of ourselves first, because we can't take care of anybody else without doing that.
Very true. Can you tell us who is the membership that you represent?
Well, our local is pretty versified, but the bulk of our membership is healthcare. We represent hospitals, we represent long-term care facility, retirement, we represent medical labs at Windsor. We also represent the school boards, the Catholic school boards, and some other smaller sectors. So yeah, we're pretty versified, and we go from Windsor all the way to Tobermory.
Oh, okay. What are the effects of the outbreak on long-term care facilities?
Well, it's been pretty devastating in the long-term care facility, as we see all kinds of news clips on it and everything like that. It's devastating not only for the residents, but it's also devastating for our members, because they're in the midst of the fire. So they're pretty well taking the brunt of what's coming to them. We feel for them, and we feel for the residents. But they're going to work. They're doing the best they can. Mind you, they're still scared of what's going to happen to them, because when you're in there, you never know if you're going to end up catching the virus disease. And then the fear is that what's going to happen? Well, are they going to bring it home? Is the family going to be infected? So there's a lot of uncertainties, but they're still going to work and doing the best they can, try to provide the care that they signed up for as healthcare workers. But again, I'm not going to minimize it. The fear is there, and it's real.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how is the morale? But it has to be very stressful for them.
The morale is stressful. They get some good days, though. They know when that they're doing good. They're making sure that our loved ones are taken care of, whether it's feeding, bathing, and everything that goes on with that position that they hold. But it's morale, it's the fear. It's the fear factor, and we can never take that away. No matter what we say, it's, there's a positive case in those homes, and they have to go in there. We're sitting back, we're self-isolating and that, but they're the ones, they're the frontline workers, that they're the ones that got to go in there, irregardless whether there's 1 case, 10 cases, or 15 cases. They're trying to keep the spirits up, but again, the morale is, it is what it is according to the pandemic.
Yeah. How has the field hospital impacted, your healthcare workers?
So we did a little, we feel that we toured the field hospital. We went out there and we talked to the staff over there, and we wanted to thank them, because by having the field hospital, it took some of these COVID patients out of our long-term care facility, and by moving them over there, it kind of gave a little relief to our homes, especially our homes that are mostly affected by it, because it gave them a little reprieve. They had the opportunity now, with less patients with the COVID, the fear kind of a little bit lessened. But the fact of the matter is that they know now that they don't have to focus all the attention on the COVID patient. Now they could go do a little bit extra for the residents still in those facilities. So it's helped us quite a bit, and we want to thank Windsor Regional and whoever made that decision to have the field hospital. Obviously, they're more equipped. They're ready to take care of these COVID patients, and so it's helped us quite a bit.
Premier Doug Ford recently announced a $4 per hour pandemic pay premium for frontline workers during COVID. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we've been advocating for a pandemic pay or premium pay, whatever we want to call it, for a long time. And we were happy to see that he actually got on TV and said he was going to do it. And our members are ecstatic. Our members are loving it. They know that they're worth a lot more money than they were getting paid. So the $4 an hour is a great step in the right direction. With the $4 an hour, we're hoping, too, that we can bring back a lot of our long-term care facility or hospital, anybody that was working in the healthcare fields and decided to leave, that $4 now might bring them back. We estimate there's at least 1,000 people out there that are qualified, went through the training, and they can come back and help us quite a bit. So hopefully the $4 an hour is going to do that. It's going to bring them back, not only give us the working members some security, but it also brings back some more staff, which we desperately need. The only drawback on that, he wasn't clear who gets it. He was clear about long-term care and the retirement staff, but in the hospital, they're frontline workers and other facilities that deal with healthcare. He wasn't clear on that. So we're trying to get him to clarify that. He did mention that acute hospital, but in the acute hospital sector, there's all kinds of different categories in there, different classifications, and we're waiting for him to do that. Our local feels that every frontline worker should be getting that pandemic pay. Everybody, whether you're a healthcare, you're a policeman, whoever is a frontline worker, essential worker that needs to be out there and do a face-on work in regards to healthcare. People that have to be in the fire, as I call it, they're in the pandemic, right in the midst of the pandemic, should be getting the $4 an hour. And hopefully we get that clarification today because they need it, we appreciate it, but we need to make sure that everybody gets it.
How are the levels of personal protective equipment for your membership?
So the personal protection equipment has been pretty good right now. Well, at one point it was a little bit dicey, and the reason being is, and they were only going to give it to them if there was a pandemic in their home. At this point in time, I know the Fort said that everybody should be wearing it, and everybody should get the protection equipment. So we do have enough. What I'm hearing from the field, we have enough out there. They might run out of gallons once in a while, but it seems that the providers are getting us the equipment that we need. So we're grateful for that, and we appreciate it, and we hope that continues.
There's been many acts of appreciation from the community for the healthcare workers. Any word on how this is being received by the workers? And do you have any words of appreciation for your membership?
Oh, I do. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, my family and my entire membership, we want to thank them for what they're doing. Obviously, again, they're the heroes. We've always knew they were heroes. Now the whole world knows they're heroes because this has affected the whole world. So my membership, whether you're working in the hospital, long-term care, whatever sector you're in, you're doing the best that you can. And we want to thank you for not only saving the lives of the residents, but saving our lives too. And we want to continue on doing that. And I hope that you guys stay safe, stay strong, and keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. People appreciate it. We appreciate it. And in regards to the acts of kindness from the community, it's been great. It's been a motivating issue with our members, and it's also been motivated for the city of Windsor. I think everybody feels good in giving back and making sure that these people understand that they appreciate what they're doing and they are real heroes. So that makes us proud. That warms the hearts of our membership, and we got to keep on doing. This is not going to go away anytime soon, but as a union and as people that represent these workers, we do appreciate what the community is doing. We got to keep on doing it. So again, thank you very much. And to the membership, thank you. What you're doing, you're saving lives.
Yeah, we can never offer enough appreciation for everything that they do and everything that they go through. So we here at YourTV feel the same way. That I have a wife that's a nurse, and I think sometimes we take things for granted, and I think we need to really show our appreciation. Just a little thank you goes a long way.
Goes a long way, and I think what this pandemic has done for us is made us give us a little bit more humility in the sense where we know that we have to stick together. We know that this is not a fight that one person can win. As a group, as a city, as a community, we need to stick together, and we need to fight this as one team only.
Yeah. So when this is all over, what are you looking forward to?
Well, when this is all over, I think we're all looking forward to be able to try to get back to some normality. and do the things that we took for granted. I have 2 grandkids, and I have to visit them through the window. I have to go there and try to touch their hand through a glass and stuff like that. That's what I miss the most, and I think a lot of people miss that human connection. Obviously, that's a big part, and I think that's gonna, hopefully that'll come back, because we need that. We need that quite a bit. But also, on a political note, I got to make sure that Premier Ford and everybody that has the power must maintain this level of recognition to the healthcare field. We can't go back to the old ways. We got to make sure that our heroes, our COVID heroes today, are our heroes tomorrow when we don't have COVID. And we have to appreciate them, and we have to compensate them for what they do at the level that we're doing today. We can't go back to the old ways, because the old ways didn't work. And I think we need to make sure that that happens again in the future once we're past this pandemic.
Well, Tullio, I really appreciate your time today. Please make sure you give our thanks and our appreciation to all your workers there. They're truly doing something remarkable for every one of us, and we appreciate that. So please make sure you let them know that, and please stay well and stay safe.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. I do appreciate it, and I'll pass on that message. It'll be a message that will be well received, and they'll appreciate it. Again, everybody should stay safe. Self-distancing, like everybody says, wash your hands. But at the end of the day, you need to do what you need to do, and you need to make sure you take care of yourself so we can be safe out there.
Thanks, Tullio. That was Tullio DiPonti, President, Unifor Local 2458.